Today on DC News Now at noon.
New video showing DC police and ICE together at various scenes is drawing some backlash from the community. We'll have what they have to say, plus the mayor's reaction.
It's a cooler start to your Thursday. Meteorologist Brittany Ward is tracking the forecast. Plus, the season for deals is here. We're stretching your dollar with a look at retailers offering the steepest discounts. Then, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser renewing her push for legalizing poker. What that could mean for the district. And the stage is set. It's debate night in Virginia. A sneak peek of what we can expect and what voters need to know.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the DC News Now here at noon. I'm Earle-Sears. Well, we begin with some breaking news in the district this afternoon. An investigation is underway after a deadly shooting involving officers on a regional task force this morning. We've learned the officers were serving a warrant on a murder suspect when it happened, and now that murder suspect is dead after an exchange of gunfire with officers. It happened along Girard Street, Northwest and Columbia Heights. DC News Now's Randy Bass joining us with the very latest. Good afternoon, Randy.
Yes, officers here with the Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force. They were here right around 7 o'clock this morning, serving an arrest warrant at this apartment building here on Girard Street in Northwest. Police say they were serving that warrant when the suspect allegedly started firing at them, those shots coming as they breached an apartment door here on Girard Street. Officers then firing back, hitting him multiple times, killing him. No officers were injured in the shootout. DC police say he was a suspect in the murder of 33-year-old Maurice Singletary, found shot and killed in an apartment on Minnesota Avenue Northeast during a welfare check earlier this week. Neighbors here tell us they were shocked to hear about what happened and that this block has a history of violence.
Between 50 and Girard, it's always been a trouble area down here. It's always something down here where somebody always gets shot, always something on the street, and something's got to be done about this.
Not yet identified the suspect shot and killed in this case. The story's still developing. We'll bring you new details as we learn them. In Columbia Heights, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thanks so much for that. All right, we're turning now to meteorologist Brittany Ward with the latest check on our forecast on this Friday Eve. Definitely chilly this morning when I woke up, Brittany.
Yeah, you know, you definitely took out the boots this morning as we are heading out the door. Those temperatures this morning were on the chillier side. We saw them in the 30s to 40s. Some locations even dipped down into the 20s. But satellite and radar are showing you at least we are quiet. While sunshine expected for your Thursday as Canadian high pressure just lingers nearby. This is what's going to be keeping us quiet as we head through the rest of the day today. Now, talking about those morning lows, again, it was a chilly start, especially back off to the west. You guys woke up to those temperatures out towards Cumberland, even Kaiser in the 30s. Further off west out towards Garrett County, that's where we saw a few locations in those higher elevations waking up into the 20s. 45 was the morning low there in Hagerstown, lower 50s here in DC. So not quite as cold as you got closer to the district. Temperatures right now heading out for lunch have started to warm up pretty nicely, but they're still on the cooler side. We're holding on to the upper 50s back off to the north and west, lower 60s here in DC, and highs today will be cooler than what we experienced yesterday. We're really going to struggle to get out of the 60s. Now, dew point temperatures, they are on the mild side, giving us that dry, comfortable feel when heading out. And the good news is it looks like we're going to be holding on to those cool and comfortable conditions as we end out the work week, but I am tracking rain heading into the weekend. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that, Annalisa, coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Well, a security guard in Prince George's County, Maryland, is now charged with reckless endangerment after his gun went off. Now, police say they responded to Walter Lane in District Heights at the Penn Forest Shopping Center yesterday after 4 p.m. for a discharge of a firearm. The unidentified security guard was charged after officers reviewed surveillance videos and spoke to witnesses. They say the security guard was hired by the shopping center. No injuries were reported. Well, new today in Montgomery County, 11 people have been displaced after a house caught fire in Damascus this morning. Officials responding to Woodfield School Road near Oasis Farm. 5 adults and 6 kids were displaced. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and we're getting ready to air the only debate in Virginia's race for governor. Either Republican Winsome Earle-Sears or Democrat Abigail Spanberger will become the Commonwealth's first female governor. That debate is hosted by our sister station Wavy TV on the campus of Norfolk State University. Moderator Tom Schad was asked about the challenges of moderating this debate.
I think it's just listening to the candidates' answers and being as fair as you can and being able to elicit the responses you feel is fair to both sides, and that the viewers need to know that people in the audience can learn the most from those candidates. And I think a lot of that is on the moderator, how you ask the question, how the questions are framed.
You can watch the gubernatorial debate right here on DC News Now. It all starts at 7 p.m. and our coverage leading up to that debate starts at 6:30. In the district now, dozens of activists are calling out Mayor Muriel Bowser. They say they continue to see D.C. police alongside immigration enforcement agents even after the end of the president's emergency order. And these activists are calling for answers. They say the working relationship between the agencies is not quite clear. D.C. News Now's Max Marcilla has the latest.
There have been some videos circulating on social media that show D.C. police alongside federal immigration officials. That wasn't necessarily surprising to see during the 30-day crime crackdown. People may not have expected to see it beyond then, and that is, at least according to these videos, the case. That's why some activists are calling out Mayor Bowser. Now, you may remember the mayor's post-emergency plan included cooperation with several federal agencies, but DHS, which includes ICE, was not one of them. Now, that has made these recent incidents even more concerning to these activists who are calling for council oversight and changes to policy. Here's what they say.
We demand an immediate end to joint enforcement actions and checkpoints. We demand an immediate rescission of the Chief of Police's Executive Order 25-005, which allows D.C. Police to provide information and resources to ICE. And we demand compliance with the Sanctuary Values Act. Okay. Now's the moment for our mayor and our city to stand with us to protect our families.
It's worth noting that the mayor's order does not include cooperation with DHS. The president's executive order and his federal task force in D.C. does. Now, we haven't heard from the mayor or D.C. police about their reaction to these concerns from activists, but Mayor Bowser did talk about ICE earlier in the week, saying she is afraid that it could damage some of the relationships between local police and the community. She also said ICE purportedly was going after criminals, but in her view, they are going after, quote, any and everyone. Reporting in Northwest, I'm Max Marcilla. Back to you.
Thank you. And as we enter day 9 now of the government shutdown, there is a new source for help for furloughed workers in Montgomery County. The county opening a federal workforce career center in Wheaton. The service will provide workers with career assistance like help with resumes, job placements, and professional development programs. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree will have more on this coming up at 4 p.m. And taking a live look now at Reagan National this afternoon and the status updates on the current flights. The FAA is blaming the flight holdups on staffing shortages. This comes as President Trump now threatens to withhold back pay for some federal workers, including air traffic controllers. And as DC News Now's Ben Dennis reports, a union representing those workers say that's illegal.
Not a political game.
If you don't have a bill, you haven't done your job.
Yeah.
Anger and angst in Washington. Union leaders advocating for a deal to fund the government, support the federal workforce and people employed by contractors, gathering to send one cohesive message after 1 week of gridlock.
Open the government today.
Without work and without a paycheck, or at work and being told that they won't even get back pay. In violation of the law.
It's the threat of no back pay from President Trump that's increasingly scrutinized after this admission Tuesday.
But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of.
Can the president do this unilaterally, or does it require a change to the law?
Unless they change the law, federal employees will have to get back pay whether they were required to work during the shutoff or not.
Georgetown law professor David Super says the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019 is clear and also defines when employees get back pay. Quote, compensation shall be paid at the earliest date possible after the lapse in appropriations ends, regardless of scheduled pay dates.
If he feels strongly about not providing back pay to federal workers, he can obstruct an end of the shutdown until Congress agrees to that. I would hope he wouldn't do that, but who knows?
Any impact to deny back pay could be wide-reaching. Last week, President Trump said roughly 750,000 federal workers were expected to be furloughed, and even some potentially fired.
So he intends to either violate the law or he was just grating, frightening, antagonizing hardworking federal employees.
And that was Ben Dennis reporting there. Well, Virginia Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine introducing legislation to protect federal workers during this shutdown. The Federal Employee Civil Relief Act would protect them from being evicted, falling behind on bills, and student loan payments, having negative impacts on credit histories, or losing their insurance because of missed premiums. Those efforts would last for 30 days following a shutdown. And staying in Virginia now, the government shutdown is also throwing a wrench into some major community events. The Taste of Nova Festival is now moving its venue from Fort Belvoir to Manassas, and now organizers and vendors are scrambling to relocate at the last minute. The original site was at the National Museum of the U.S. Army, but it's closed due to the shutdown. This weekend's festival will now need to be held at the Nova Live campus. Despite the change, though, there will be the same food, fun, and flavors from all across Northern Virginia.
To bring the community in Northern Virginia together any way we can.
Taste of Nova is offering 20% off admissions tickets for federal workers. They just have to show their government IDs. And we're also waiting to see if the Army 10-miler will happen this weekend. A scheduled organizer had said that they would have a decision by last night, but still no word on if they'll need to cancel the in-person race. They've already moved that expo to the St. James in Springfield, Virginia. You'll be able to pick up your bibs on Friday and Saturday. The race is scheduled for Sunday morning at 8 at the Pentagon North lot. If they do cancel, you'll get a refund on your registration fees, and the virtual race is still scheduled to go on as planned. And right now we have continuing coverage of the government shutdown and its many impacts. Right now on our website, dcnewsnow.com, you can also look for resources available for federal workers amid this shutdown.